Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. When it comes to the Franky Ro Show, get ready for love, life, and entertainment as we get ready to chill and bring you a little candid conversation with relationships, lifestyle, entertainment, and exclusive interviews. So it's time to get this party started on the Franky Ro Show.
Welcome to the Franky Ro Show, showcasing love, life, and entertainment. It's me, your man Franky, in the building, getting ready to get it in tonight, and we've got an amazing show lined up for you. Now check this out. Love, life, and entertainment is what we do. So Roshell has got her ladies on deck getting ready to chop it up. You know how they do. And tonight's topic, ooh-wee, player, if you out there, this one's for you. The question is monogamy in relationships dead? As they get down, see, when she gets into the panels, it's not about that fluff. These ladies take their masks off and truly talk about what's going on out there. Imagine, you know what I'm saying, if you're a lady out there, what y'all do behind the scenes with your girlfriends, we're getting that in right here. Because we want to address situations and talk real about love and life. Now, flipping it to entertainment, tonight I also have a special guest stopping by to say what's up via telephone. I got my guy, Donnell Jones, R&B Sensation, coming through to kick it with us and talk about his new career, moves with his new album, hitting the road on tour, all that. Yo, it's going to be a great interview, and he's going to be hanging out with me. But right now, I'm getting ready to take a pause for the cause, show you guys some events right here in the Central Valley, and check it out. Stay tuned for more. Roshell's on the deck, and look, these ladies are going to get it in right here on the Franky Ro Show, showcasing love, life, and entertainment.
This is Nickel59.com, your online resource for Central Cali events. This is Nickel59.com. To submit your events, visit us online today.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. Bringing you a dose of love, life, and entertainment. Catch the Franky Ro Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T 99 here on CMAC. Also replaying Mondays and Wednesdays at the same time.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Franky Ro Show. I am your host, Roshell. Now tonight on our Love and Life segment, I have 4 women joining me to discuss topics that people want answers to. These topics will contain adult and mature conversation meant for adults only, so we ask that you please excuse anyone under the age of 18 from the room. Now tonight's first question is, when it comes to relationships, people often ask, is monogamy dead? When being in a relationship, I don't want to worry about him or her being with someone else. Can they stay faithful to me without thinking the grass is greener on the other side? Being faithful to one person only, does that still exist, ladies? What are your thoughts?
Yes, I definitely think it does. I have 2 young daughters, and as I listen to them and their friends talk, I hear them talking about marriage constantly. When I get my husband, when I finish college, I'm going to have a husband, I'm going to have a home, I'm going to have a family. A lot of the young girls nowadays are waiting, are not going out and having, you know, the relationships with this guy or that guy. They're actually waiting for that one guy. I know a lot of young girls that are waiting for that right guy. So I think monogamy is still out there. It's actually making its way back.
Now, do you think that some people often think, maybe I'm missing something over here? Maybe she has something that this woman has, so maybe I just need them both. What do you think about that, Keisha?
Well, people are always going to think the grass is greener on the other side, so, to me. But that's when you have to learn how to be true to yourself and know. You have to totally be true to yourself and water your own grass, you know, and know that you only get what you attract who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, if you believe in monogamy and if that's what you want, or if you believe in whatever you see on television, or you let that flesh lead you, you're going to attract what your dominant thoughts are at all times. So to me, I'm on both sides of it. I understand, but it's basically who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. You know, okay, you can believe in monogamy or you can't. Mm-hmm. To me, it's just about who you are. Mm-hmm. You attract who you are. That's all I can say.
Right.
So I see both sides of it, just like Michelle said. There's a lot of people, even my son, who wants to be married and things like that. So monogamy is here. I don't think it's even old school. I think that what I think is that thinking monogamy is old school. It's like some warped thinking to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, seriously? Mm-hmm. Like, where did that come in at? Just, we're getting corrupted in our thoughts about what monogamy really is. It's kind of hard for me to describe it right now, but it's just, that's all I can say is right. You are who you attract.
He tells you that he loves you, that he needs you, that if you do A, B, C, and D, I'll stop my other relationships. If you do this, then I'll stop. I need you. I can't live without you. How do you handle that? What do you do with a relationship like that? What do you tell him?
I like the list. I do a list. I'm a list person. I know me and my ex-husband broke up in 2003. And the one thing that I did do that I think helped me the most is I sat down and I wrote me a list of what I wanted and what I needed from my next mate. Mm-hmm. I literally sat down and for days I was adding to this list. Oh yeah, and I want this. Oh yeah, and something else would pop in my head. Okay, I want this. Before I finalized my list, I just kept thinking of what do I really want, because I knew what I didn't want. I knew where I'd been, I knew what I had been through, I knew what I didn't want to go through again. Before I left my mate, I made a list. Like you said, the negative and the positive list. And for me, it was when you get more negative than you have positive, then something has to change. Mm-hmm. You have to realize, okay, what's so great about this relationship? If I have 100 negatives and I have 10 positives, something's wrong here, because it needs to be more balanced. Everything is give and take. We all have negatives, don't get me wrong. No one's perfect. We're all a work in progress. But if you've been in a relationship with the person for a significant amount of time and you also make a list, you're giving more, are they taking more? Is it balanced? Mm-hmm. And like, I'm a list person. I definitely believe in the lists, but I think the majority of the time, most people don't really know what you want. A lot of us start off dating at a young age because you're out of your parents' house. You want that connection, that bond with someone. So you look for those bonds and those connections. Mm-hmm. And you don't know yourself. You're still developing who you are, what you want, what you need. You don't even know. So how can someone give you what you need if you're not sure what you need? Mm-hmm. If you can't stand firm by what you need? Okay, if you say you need someone that can be monogamous with you, but you accept someone that's not, how can you expect them to be that way if you can't even accept the fact that this is what I really need? So I believe you have to be able to make your list too and constantly remind yourself of the things you need. That's where that self-love comes from. Knowing thyself and loving thyself is the first key rules to any success in life.
On the other side of that as well, because I made that list also, you have to, once you identify what you want in a mate, you have to also turn that back on yourself and say, am I that type of woman who this man would want.
Exactly.
You have to make sure you are also exuding that same. You can't. It's never a one-way street.
Exactly.
Okay, I have this list, but will this man want me? So, and also like what you were saying about making a list of the pros and cons of, the positives and the negatives. We also, as women, have to learn to look at that list and say, what did I contribute to this?
Exactly.
What did I allow? What's in me that's projecting that's bringing that back here to me? So before we can move on in relationships, and I've did that before, we have to, kind of like Erica Badu said, like, don't be the bag lady, throw away some of that trash and see what we contributed to all of this. Because once again, as I go back, what I said, we attract who we are. Because I noticed before in my own relationships, I had a pattern of certain type of men. Some of them got a little better. A little cute, a little better, you know what I'm saying? But they got a little better. But then it's still some of it was, the end result was still the same. It's because I wasn't honoring myself. So once we go through that list, we have to turn that mirror back around on ourselves and make sure we are projecting exactly what we are expecting. You cannot expect from someone what you do not give.
Wow. Now, these are all great, this is all good advice from all four of the women. And it kind of leads me into the next topic that we're going to discuss tonight, which is the realness and realities of a relationship. I bring this topic up because you have so many women and men as well who are in relationships with each other and other people, meaning he or she has a number two, as people call it nowadays. Both parties know about the other person and seem to be comfortable with it because they choose to stay in this relationship. Now, I've seen with my own two eyes women openly fighting on social networks over the same guy. He knows it, they know it, and they're all in the relationship together, but they've all decided to stay in this relationship. Is this the reality of today's relationships? I'm number one, you're number two, there could be a number 3 or 4 somewhere else. Are we going to share this person?
If we continue to allow it, it's going to be the reality. To me, if we continue to accept it, it is going to be reality. I had that situation as well. I mean, I could sit here and write a book almost, because so many things that I've, God allowed me to go through to learn to value myself more. I was in, and I'm a transparent person. I don't mind saying it. I dated a married man before, didn't do it intentionally, I was under the impression that this person was kind of going through a transition, so to speak. We're moving on. And then later found out that transition wasn't transition. It was something that this person did on a, I don't know, quarterly basis or something. I don't know. So, and I had to move on from that as well. And then I had another relationship before where that's when it really hit me what I was allowing and how I wasn't valuing myself at all. Because just like the young lady said here, at the end of the day, it's really going to hurt you. And it really broke me down because I have to really see myself. I was like, am I really sitting up here in a consensual relationship with a triangle and knowing this? Okay, what is wrong with me? What am I believing about myself? So to answer your question, I think, yes, this will become the norm if we continue to allow this and we continue not to be true and authentic and true to ourselves. Yes, this will become the norm if we allow it. It's all up to us.
Right. I happen to disagree because I believe
that monogamy actually is a Western European theory. That if you look at a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people from different backgrounds, and even in the Bible itself, how many men in the Bible had more than one wife? So I think as Americans, we tend to look at monogamy as the only way. But people has been practicing, for years and years and years. You've had generations of people raised up on with, a man having more than one wife. And their cultures and their society runs very smoothly.
This is Nickel59.com, your online resource for Central Cali events. This is nickel59.com. To submit your events, visit us online today.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Franky Ro Show, where we showcase love, life, and entertainment. Now, as you can see, I'm your host for the evening, and Roshell is getting it in with the ladies during the show. But right now, I've got a man who has delivered some best R&B classics that you've ever heard. You see, with these jams, he's got hits like Where I Want to Be, You Know That I Love You, and many more. He took a bit of a break, but right now he's back on the scene, delivering it stronger than ever. And check it out, he hasn't stopped with his sultry sound. He's got his latest album, Forever, and coming your way via telephone, I got my guy, Donnell Jones, on the line. What's up, D?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Let's begin by talking about the break you took for a while. Was this break more personal, or what was going on? Did you need time to regroup? What's going on with the music industry and you today?
No, not really. For me, it's really just spending some time with the family. Just learning more about music. You know, every time I do an album, I kind of try to take a little bit of time off. Every album, probably my break is like 3 years, and then I come back. I just really like to take my time, making music. I don't want to rush it.
All right, Donnell, how much has the music industry changed for you personally? Do you find that things were maybe simpler back in the day? Or how about this new technology that's hitting the world? Do you find it a little bit easier now to reach your fans?
No, I think it's a lot easier now. I think the only thing that really changed is it's still a hell of a lot more money to promote albums and stuff like that. But with social media and things like that, it just makes it much more easier. You can connect with your fans directly.
Well, I know you had it back in the day, but even now, do you find the pressures and the demands of the music industry any different today?
I don't think the pressure is any different. I think that, being an artist, you just have to, stay in control of what you do and perfect your craft. I really don't try to deviate from my sound. I just try to make it more current with what's going on today. And I think that's what has allowed me to stay around.
Let's talk about your latest release. Talk to us about Forever. What can the fans hope to expect from your latest CD?
Oh, the album Forever is totally about love, every aspect of love. I got some songs. Well, Forever is one of the songs. And that's about just perfecting your love for the woman that you're with and just showing her that you're there in her forever. I also have songs like Beautiful, which is really just talking about, when you first meet a person, it's about that physical connection that you have with them, but that's not what's going to keep you. What's going to keep you is that inner love that you share between each other. And then I have songs like Sorry, Sorry I Hurt You. And that's about a guy who just ran out of sorry. It just wasn't enough. At this point, she's gone, and he can't realize that it's over.
Now, will you be doing any guest collabos? A lot of artists feel like they have to get other people involved in their albums, but you've always been a soulful brother that's able to hold it down on his own. Do we have any guest surprises?
You know what, to be honest with you, I collaborated with one artist. She's a new artist by the name of R&B Sensation Donell Jones. But I really don't put too many artists on my album, and the reason why is because, when you have a lot of features on your album, it starts to sound like a compilation album, and it's not really your album at that point. And then when you go on tour, then people expect to see that person on stage with you, and 9 times out of 10 they won't be there. So I kind of stay away from that. I like people to get into what I'm trying to perfect and what I'm trying to speak about in my music.
Donnell, you've been in the music industry for quite some time. What type of advice would you give an up-and-coming music artist who's looking to make their way into the music industry?
Dedication, man. Just be dedicated to the art of music, because it is an art. And try to learn from previous artists that came before you. I've been in the game for a long time, but I'm still learning today. I still look back at the old records that I've made and some of my current artists that are out there now, as well as I go back and listen to the Ivy Brothers and a lot of older artists just to get an idea of what they did so I can incorporate it into what I'm doing today.
Now, we know you have your newest release, and that just came out, but what else can we expect for you with the rest of 2013 and maybe into 2014?
Touring. I'm touring a lot, just getting out there and just showing my love to the fans. And that's what it's really about. We get in that studio and we make the music and write the song, but it's nothing like getting out there and see how people react to it.
Okay, last but not least, if anyone wants to connect with you on social media, do you Facebook, do you tweet, Which one do you truly check?
Y'all can hit me up on Facebook.com/Donnell Jones 96, as well as Twitter.com/Donnell Jones 96. Or if you want to check out some pictures, you can hit me up on Instagram.com/Donnell Jones Forever.
Now, I wouldn't be holding it down if I didn't have you get a shout out to my city, the 559. Can you holler at us?
Yo, what's up, Fresno? Look, I love y'all for rocking with me for all these years. Thank you so much.
Folks, that was my guy, Donnell Jones, live via telephone right here on the Franky Ro Show, showcasing love, life, and entertainment. Now, I want you to hold tight. Look, the ladies are in studio, they're on deck, and they're about to bring that fire again. So I'm going to chill.
Well, let me flip it. What if the woman has attached, or the person, okay, it doesn't have to be a man that comes to you. It could have been a woman going to a man like that. Whatever the situation is, maybe, you know, the one person, maybe you have attachment issues or something. I know for myself, I had, you know, a lot of attachment issues from, you know, you have to be able to identify what your sickness is and what your problem is. My sickness was I have attachment issues, you know, and I had to come to grips and understand that. So at the time that I was in the relationship that I was with, the man that had a wife and was with someone else, my needs were being met completely. Because of my attachment issues, I couldn't have a lot. Like you said, you have to be able to recognize, are you not able to have a successful relationship because of things that you do and your actions and your deeds? Well, at that time, while I was going through my illness and my sickness of my attachment, dealing with my attachment issues, not really recognizing that I have attachment issues, I was not really suitable for someone else. Like you say, even though you make a list, you got to be able to meet some of those things on the list yourself, because how can you ask someone to do something that you can't do? So I had to look inside myself and understand, well, while I was looking and dealing with what I was going through, that person was a great support for me. Mentally, physically, emotionally, he was a great support for me, as I was for him. We were sounding boards. Like I told you ladies, we were very close friends. Still to this day, we're very close friends. Our friendship is beyond the physical realm. It wasn't about the physical realm. It was about two people needing something that they did not have and finding it in someone. I mean, now you can do that with anyone. You can do that with a friend, a female friend. I mean, it can be anyone. You know, you could be an old lady at church or a young lady at church. It could be anybody that you find that in. It just happened to be that I found that with that man, and he found it with me.
But it was strictly on a friendship basis. There was no intimacy involved.
It was intimacy. It started off as intimacy, but the friendship that blossomed out of the intimacy and the relationship that we had and the support that we had from each other was beyond the anything that you could ever get physically from someone, from the physical action of being with someone, the sexual action. It was way beyond that.
You guys were basically pacifying each other.
It was therapy for each other, because, you know, I could talk to him about things that I couldn't talk to anybody else about. He could talk to me about things that he really truly couldn't talk to anybody else about. And because of the things that him and his mate was going through and what they had started or what they had, you know, he could not talk to her about some things that he could talk to me about. So like I said, it wasn't physical always. Sometimes it was just that I need the sounding board. I need someone that can just sit and listen to me and not judge me and not have opinions about me and not expect things from me, but just hear what's really going on inside of me. Someone that can care about me and actually support me and tell me, you know, we both became very successful in our paths because of each other. You know, and me encouraging him, you know, you should, you know, do some of the things that you want to do in life, some of your dreams, some of your hopes and wishes, you know. And I know for myself, he was a great support for me. You know, being a single mother, you know, working, you know, trying to provide for my family, trying to go to school full time, work on my education and my future. I had that support that I needed. But because of my attachment issues, I couldn't deal with someone there with me all the time, because I had those attachment issues. Like I said, that sickness that I had to learn to deal with. But while I was going through that, I thank God for that person.
So he was what you needed at that moment.
At that moment.
You were what he needed, and you were what he. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
you needed him, he needed you at that moment. So you guys worked it out. Apparently.
You guys were a team at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that. I understand that to a certain point. I do. But as you guys have heard, we've discussed a lot in this 30 minutes on the Franky and Ro Show about relationships. Now, this information that we provided here tonight, you know, you can take that and do whatever you want to do with it. It's just meant to help someone grow or meant to encourage someone. A lot of people are going through relationship issues and troubles, but that's what this segment is built for. It's meant to give real life experiences from women who have experienced these things, and maybe that can help you in your relationship walk.
Woo, man, it's been an amazing show tonight. I hope you enjoyed the talk with the ladies. Roshell, you guys did an amazing job, and I salute you there. I also got to give up big love to my man, Donnell Jones, for sliding through, taking time out of his busy schedule to get it in with us. And we look forward to hearing more from you and your career and success. Now, in case you missed tonight's show, we do replay on Monday and Wednesday nights at the same time of 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T UVerse 99. Now, don't worry, if you don't have cable, check it out. You can always watch us online at the website you're seeing there on the screen. You got your tablet, you got your cell phone, you got your laptop, your PC. You can access us online there, catch past shows, past interviews, and of course, tonight's show as well. So make sure you hang out with us. And finally, look, if you'd like for us to come out to your next event, you know I'm always out in the streets getting it in. Definitely hit us up at that phone number you're seeing there on the screen so we can come out and showcase what you got going on in the 559. But right now, I've talked way too much. I've had an amazing time. And look, I'm going to go take some of them tips them ladies was talking about. Maybe see if I can work that out a little bit later. But I'll see y'all next week. And don't forget, before I sign off, as always, stay strong, keep the faith, and be encouraged. This is your guy, Franky, signing off from the Franky and Ro Show. Good night, and as always, God bless.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky and Ro Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Roshell. Bringing you a dose of love, life, and entertainment. Catch the Franky and Ro Show Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast 93 or AT&T 99 here on CMAC. Also replaying Mondays and Wednesdays at the same time.
This is Nickel59.com, your online resource for Central Cali events. This is Nickel59.com. To submit your events, visit us online today.